Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, as the case may be in the place where you are. So, I had planned on a couple of topics, and I've already got them written, but I also listen to other content creators, and it's a good idea to do so when you're in a certain niche, if you will. And one of those content creators, he goes by Levi Nix. Uh, he seems like such a stand-up guy that I think that might actually be his name. Who knows? It might be a penmanship name. I digress. I mean, it's good to listen to what others are saying in similar spaces if you're talking about kind of the same stuff, which I do. It is also good to have discourse and tempered disagreements because what I have said in the past is if you have ideas that can't stand up to a challenge, you have weak ideas. Okay? And if you have ideas that can't stand up to reality, you have stupid ideas. All right, we need to stop being offended by the words stupid and weak, okay? I mean, there's cures for both, but it's not a panacea. There's different cures for either one, right? So, but you need to have an idea challenged every once in a while so the idea can become either stronger or either developed into a new idea based off of new information. And you know what? This is probably the best explanation for this right now. Oh, somebody else knows something. Okay, well, never mind. Maybe it's this. This is what we're going to say it is. Right? Almost like it's the scientific method. I digress again. So, with Levi Nix and the disagreement that I have is I disagree almost completely with his perception of the red pill and the manosphere. So it appears like he's drank the Kool-Aid of Louis Theroux, and I could be wrong. Because after I got done watching the video, it seemed that he had not seen the documentary yet. But even for him to have a surface level look at the documentary and to be almost agreeing with the points that were made in it, I don't think that him watching the documentary would have helped his perception of it and probably doubled down on it. I haven't seen his video, if he plans on doing that or not. I haven't seen that yet after he's seen the documentary. So, anybody who doesn't have any inkling of perception of what the red pill or the manosphere is, let's say you've never seen the Matrix films. If you haven't, heck, Levi, maybe you and Cass could have like a movie night. Like, they're decent films, really good films, I think. There's a lot about society and taking things at place value or taking things as they're presented through media or mainstream sources that are spoon fed to you that may or may not be the truth. Okay. And it opens up your mind a little bit. The Matrix as a movie series is, I think it's pretty awesome. And you could get a pizza, or you mentioned Five Guys in your video. Five Guys, just have a movie night with Cass, and watch the trilogy. But the concept of the Matrix is everybody's kind of living in a dream state, and you're just kind of going through the motions. You don't really know why things are happening the way they are, and you're blissfully unaware for the most part that it's all an illusion. Now, if you're one of the fortunate few or unfortunate few, depending on how you look at it, you'll eventually come to a choice. And the choice is, once you're presented with the truth, right? You're shown the truth. And the truth is that it's all an illusion. None of this is real. And the reality is that you're being bred by a bunch of machines and they're using you for energy. It's pretty dark, right? But that's the concept of the film. So if you take the blue pill, okay, you can go back to sleep and you can go back into the matrix and you're going to forget the truth. Like you never knew it, right? You never had this encounter with people that knew the truth and offered you these pills. It's like you take the blue pill, you go back, and you can believe whatever delusion you want to believe whatever falsehood you want to believe, and that's it. End of. Or if you take the red pill, you actually live where the other humans live that are not still plugged into the matrix, which is like a computer program for your mind. And it's like, you just have to see it. It makes more sense. But red pill was basically piggybacking off of this idea, okay? And if you're not aware, this was in 1999, okay? So almost, I want to say it was probably right around the same time The Matrix was out, is when the red pill actually really started as we know it today. That's when it probably actually really started. It was in 1999, okay? I didn't really learn about the red pill. I didn't know it was called the red pill then, but I started to learn about the red pill probably in late 2004, early 2005. Okay? That's when I really kind of came to and had that aha moment that the things that I'm being told, especially about relationships and women, are absolutely not true. Like, sure, it's well-meaning advice, but it never works, you know? The well-meaning advice that's bad advice. What I mean by that is just be yourself. Just be a nice guy. Just do this, just do that. Oh, well, maybe you didn't do this. Maybe you didn't do that. You should buy her gifts. You should do this. You should do that. Ask her out. And then you'll go la da 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 through the tulips. The planets will align. The angels will sing. You'll have kids, and everybody lives happily ever after. Except it very rarely works like that. I mean, if you married your high school sweetheart and y'all are still married and you got like 2, 3 kids, I'm super happy for you. You don't need to listen to a word I'm saying. You're probably not even on YouTube. You're planning Disneyland or going to go see the Grand Canyon or doing what beautiful families are doing right now. Hats off to you. You're the backbone of America. God bless you. But for most of us, at least in current society, that's not how things have been going. So the red pill is basically being confronted with the truth. And when you're confronted with the truth, you can decide what you want to do about it. Now, you can either accept the truth and learn and grow, or you can say, oh, well, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. But it's right there. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Okay, sunlight can, give you some red skin and make it peel. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. No sunscreen. I don't believe you. Ooh. Okay, but it's right there, dude. You might want to drive slower when it's cold outside and it's been raining and there's frozen stuff on the street. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Oh, well, now you got a towed car. So, I mean, you can just choose to be delusional in the face of the truth, or you can do something to change it. And that's what the red pill is. So, how, in my opinion, Levi gets it wrong is he mentions that the manosphere tries to preach to men that all they need to be is players, and they just need to go from woman to woman to woman to woman. I couldn't disagree more with that. So, for the record, the manosphere and the red pill does not try to preach to men that all they need to be is players. All right. And he goes on to say that you should know how to play the game, and you should know the nature of women, and that you should know this and know this and know that. Okay, well, that's playing the game too, buddy. I mean, it's kind of the pot calling the kettle black. And then a lot of assumptions are being made about what makes a man a player, right? So, not knowing what it's like to be in a relationship is, he says that all these players don't know what it's like to not be in a to be in a relationship, like a long-term relationship. What if you've been divorced twice or 3 times, or like 4 times, like Tom Likas, one of the GOATs, right? Now, he's definitely not considered manosphere or red pill, but he's probably more red pill than manosphere than a lot of people combined. Okay? He was doing this kind of stuff before the Matrix films came out. He had a program called Likas 101, right? Now, I'm not saying you should follow that program to the letter, to the T, all right? But he smashes through a lot of stereotypes and a lot of bad information that doesn't get guys to the goals that they're after. Okay? So, the men who are players, per se, maybe they didn't try to learn the game until they'd been divorced twice and zeroed out. So zeroed out basically means that, if you get a divorce, okay, well, you've pretty much financially, you're topsy-turvy for quite a while until you can figure out how to take the helm again and steer the ship where it needs to go, to a safe harbor. Okay. I mean, it's like you had to force reset the Commodore 64. Bam! Hit the switch and then turn it back on. Okay. So, most men don't ever learn about the game or that there's a game at all. Most men never learn it. And some men don't learn about it until after they've tried the long-term relationship. They've tried to do the chasing after the love and not lust. And they've tried to do things the right way. They tried to be a good guy. And it all fell apart anyway. That's most guys. Because if most guys were actually players, most guys probably wouldn't honestly be complaining, to tell you the truth. Right? And then you've got a lot of guys, like most guys are complaining about the players. Okay? Instead of complaining about, what they don't know. It's like, man, I just wish I was better with women. How do I get better? How do I get better? Right? It's like, well, this guy's a jerk. This guy's a that. This guy's a this. They all want him. What's wrong with me? I'm doing all the right things. Sorry, I mean, you're just off base. I mean, just because somebody is what you consider a player doesn't mean they don't understand anything about what it's like to be in a long-term relationship. Or, maybe he's the one that got played. And he's like, no more. Now I'm going to learn how to do this. I mean, and a lot of times in my experience, most men are willing to or they've really tried to have the hard conversations in relationships, like what's called the 7 year itch. It's like right around like 3 and then 5 and then 7 years. Apparently, you're supposed to have all these difficulties, right? Or like, I just think we should take a break, or I just need some space. A lot of men will bend over backwards to try to do the right thing, right? But the lady's already checked out, right? And most men don't know this. Okay, so another thing that Levi said is that most men are not willing to have the hard conversations. He also said most ladies are not willing to have the conversations either, which, okay, there's more to it than that. But, I mean, most men have no idea how to have the hard conversations because most men expect women to make an effort to speak like a man. And most women expect a man to listen like a woman does. And neither know what the heck they're doing in most cases. Men are not being taught the game. And when that doesn't happen, a man is often not taught the essential skills to know how to make that communication happen. So, part of the game is understanding how women act, how women react, how women feel, how women think when they're thinking, right? How women feel when they're feeling, how intensely they do, and how you deal with that as a man. Well, the only way you're going to learn how to deal with those things is through experience. There's no shortcut. You're going to need to date quite a bit. And if your experience is being in a 10-year relationship with a woman, I mean, great on you for being able to hold it together, right? But you only have experience with one woman. You could be exposed to an inkling of female nature by being with a woman that long. Now, if it works out, hey, great. Like once I said before, you marry your high school sweetheart, good for you. Hats off to you. God bless you. You're the backbone of society. Heck yeah. Okay? But that doesn't happen for most people, right? So to have these essential skills for relationships, communication, that's essential in a long-term relationship that's mutually loving and beneficial and wholesome and good, it requires experience with the opposite sex. And once I learned the game, like as an evil player learns it, you got to stop attaching an overwhelming sense of propriety and morality and put yourself up here because, I've been in nothing but long term. Okay, good for you, but you're still getting broke up with. You're still getting raked through the coals. You still have to pay alimony, child support, all this stuff, right? But once I learned the game, almost every woman I've been with since then has appreciated what I learned immensely. I mean, whether it turned into something seriously or not, it was communicated to me. Sometimes overtly, that you're not like other guys. You actually get it. It's really nice to be around a man who understands. You'll hear those things too. This is what you're not told about manosphere. This is what you're not told about red pill. Is that women react to you positively when you know what the heck you're doing. And you've got relationship skills. And you know what to expect. And you know how to deal with things. Almost like it's life. I mean, love Levi to death. Love Levi next to death. But what worked for Levi and his relationship isn't what's going to work for every guy out there. I mean, most guys are trying to chase after love and not lust. Most guys wish they could have the benefits of being a player without being the player, right? But most guys opt for chasing after love as an end goal. And then they wind up getting effed over for it because they don't know what they're doing or what they're exposing themselves to. Or maybe they've picked the wrong lady. Maybe they didn't vet her, okay? Which he goes into. I mean, I've never read his ebooks. Perhaps I should. About the 4 principles of vetting. Correct me if I'm wrong, Levi, if you even see this. But, I mean, I will definitely agree that dating now is murky waters compared to when I first got out on my own and started like really trying to date. And it's not the same as it once was. It's been compared to a minefield, and I do not disagree with that comparison in the slightest. Not trying to put words in mouths here, but Levi, you are very, very new to the red pill and manosphere understanding. I mean, you even went so far as to mention other colors of pill. That's already been done, my man. White pill is, yes, I've learned the truth, but I'm going to try to apply religion to it immensely, so where anything that religiously would have a problem with what a lot of red pill topics surround, I'm going to put a God spin on it. Some people refer to the white pill as the God pill, even. Okay, purple pill, you try to mix the red pill and the blue pill. It's like, I want some of this blue pill stuff, but I can't let go of the truth. And they call that the purple pill. And then there's black pill, where, I'm completely MGTOW. I'm going to completely disavow myself from women, and I'm never going to have anything else to do with them because I'm obviously never going to be 6 foot tall. I'm obviously never going to be liked. I'm never going to be loved if I can't ever be liked. And then I can't ever this, can't ever that, can't ever this, downward spiral. And that's the black pill, or the doomers, okay? And the manosphere has those. So red pill isn't necessarily manosphere. The two are not interchangeable. So you've already got all these other colors of pills. So green pill, I don't know what you're kind of on with, though. That's interesting, though. Keep kicking that around. I'm curious to see the developments of the green pill and what that might be. But honestly, man, the different colors of pill are just as cringe to me as saying, oh, well, I'm not a beta male, but I don't want to be an alpha because that means I have to be a jerk. I'm a sigma male. Yeah. I'm an omega. Yeah. Or I'm a delta male. Yeah. We're getting into astrology at that point. You're going to pick a color and say, that's what I'm going to stick with. Shoot, I place more faith in a mood ring. At least that changes from time to time. And isn't like stagnant. Like, I'm beta. Ooh, I'm alpha. I mean, I got a tattoo of a Capricorn, so I guess I got really a lot of room to freaking speak. I digress. But I mean, we're talking about astrology here, or akin to astrology at best. So, I mean, you're new to the red pill or manosphere, and it shows. I mean, you mentioned Five Guys, so I know you got taste and brains. Come on, man. If you get in contact with me, I'll introduce you to some real red pilled men. Okay? Not posers, clout chasers, or big for nothing gym bros. I'm talking about people who are in long-term committed monogamous long-term relationships. That may or may not include marriage. That may or may not include kids. They exist. The manosphere and the red pill don't preach everything that people say they preach. They know nothing about it. But the simple fact that they know they've been sold a bill of goods by the King of Queens and Home Improvement and all this other trash out there that depicts males as incapable of doing anything unless a woman tells him how to tie his shoes. It's a wonder that men don't wear Velcro shoes by now. If half the crap that people are saying about men was true, we'd all have Velcro shoes, we'd all be wearing those padded helmets. It's not true. It's not true. You know that. I know that. Come on, man, you know better. But I'd introduce you to these guys, not the posers, okay? And I also think you're dead wrong about the red pill leading men to a place of isolation in the end, if they take it too far. You even admit that you used to be a player. Would it be completely off base to say that the experiences of your time as a player didn't lead you to understanding women better? Most men will never have that level of experience that you've had. Most men won't have the level of experience I've had. And that's just the truth. That's a cold hard truth. So it's kind of calling kettle black. I understand that's not you now, and I mean that's not honestly not me now. Could I go out there and play the game again? And I could. But I'm not interested in doing that because I'm in a committed, long-term, loving relationship at age 41. Okay? That's another point of contention I had. Maybe things didn't work out with those guys that you talked to. Maybe they were just jerk players until they were 42. Okay, then I agree with what you said almost entirely. But how do you know they hadn't been divorced and tried to do things the right way that society told them to do? That is not red-pilled. That they've been lied to about what really attracts a woman. And to some level, I know you know what's up with that. Why the doubling back? Just saying. I'm not trying to do a hit piece on you, Levi. All I'm saying is just don't claim to know what the red pill is or the manosphere is when you haven't waded in the shallow end or have given off the appearance that you've done wading or even independent research into it. Instead of the things that were spoon-fed by Google searches, Louis Theroux, particularly. It's not Justin Waller, it's not Myron Gaines, and it's not HS Tiki Talkie. It is not Sneeko. It's men trying to make men into better men. Almost sounds Masonic. But seriously. And then what really rattled my cage was when you said red pill men tell other men what to do, but they won't lead them. They won't provide that example. Really? My man. The first thing I wanted to do, as is evidenced by my first video, was to help other men live the life that I'm living, or better. In my honest opinion, the red pill or manosphere community is more full of capable leadership and mentorship than many other circles. And to hear that from you is a big disappointment. I thought for sure that you'd be looking into things a bit more before speaking up about them. Because I am living a life that a lot of men, I think, would like to live. And a lot of that has had to do with decisions I've made. A lot of that has had to do with character development that I've had to take on personally that wasn't listening to all these other voices out here that are saying, oh, this means this and this means that. I had to use my mind. And then after using my mind, I went out and tried it. So, I don't know, man. That's all I got.